Live, we're joined now by Sean Spicer, who is the incoming White House press secretary. Sean, good morning. Congratulations.
Thank you, Matt. Good morning.
I want to talk about tone of today. The speech that President Trump will give, his inaugural address, is one of those rare speeches that goes right from the podium into the history books. So talk to me about the tone of it. Will it be optimistic? Will it be healing? How can you describe it?
I think it will be optimistic. It'll be visionary, but it's going to be philosophical. As Hallie said in her package, this is going to be not necessarily an agenda, but a discussion about the proper role of government, the role of the citizenry, how we can move together as a country together to solve the problems that our country faces and the challenges, but as a united country.
President-elect Trump has said he didn't create the division in this country. It existed long before he came on the political scene. But when he becomes president, one of his jobs will be to try to heal that division. Will he have kind words for President Obama? Will he have kind words for Hillary Clinton, his opponent in the general election?
Well, he already has kind words. If you've listened to what we've discussed about President Obama, he has really enjoyed his conversations with him, getting to know him, and expressed his appreciation for the way that he, the First Lady, and so many of the others in the administration have really helped.
Hillary Clinton?
I think he has said the same about her since then. He recognizes that he became president. It's time to move on. The election ended on November 8th, and that we need to bring everyone together and move forward.
Let me just point out that as recent as last week, when the James Comey investigation came up, he tweeted saying that based on what the FBI knows, I'm paraphrasing here, she shouldn't have been able to run in the first place, and then said, guilty as hell. That was just last week.
But again, I think that has to do with the issue, not necessarily the person. I think there's one thing to look at the facts that came out with respect to the FBI, her mishandling of classified information. That's not an assessment of the facts.
Sean, speaking of the FBI, New York Times was reporting this morning that there apparently some intercepted communications that the FBI and some other intelligence agencies are looking at that may have something to do with some associates of the president-elect, potentially financial transactions that may or may not have to do with the Russian hack. Number one, is the president-elect aware of this aspect of the investigation? Number two, is he going to pledge to be totally hands-off, let this investigation play out no matter where it leads?
Of course, absolutely. I think he's made that clear.
He will not shut it down.
He's not going to shut anything down. The Intelligence Committee, I mean, you've seen the Senate committees, the Intelligence Committee launch an investigation. It's their prerogative to do that. Congress is free to investigate anything that they choose to do. But the president is going to make sure that he gets the best information from the intelligence communities and the other Department of Justice entities to make the best decision possible. But we're not looking to shut anything down. We want to know the facts.
Sean, as recently as last night, President-elect Trump, first, congrats on your job. I did combat with these guys for years.
Thank you.
You ever need any advice, call me.
I think you look a little more relaxed on that side of the table.
It's easier over here. No one appreciates that, but good luck. You're a great person for the job. As recently as last night, President-elect Trump was still talking about his poll numbers. He's still acutely aware of the broadcast and cable coverage of himself. Do you expect his schedule to become more crowded with policy briefings, or do you expect him to stay as engaged in the coverage of himself?
Well, I think you can walk and chew gum at the same time.
So you think on the TV on during these meetings?
It's not. He has an unbelievable appetite for information, news, policy. So it's not a one or the other. He's up to all hours of the night, first thing in the morning. He's dedicated to focusing his efforts on moving this country forward. But he spends a lot of time making sure that he understands what's going on. Policy-wise, national security-wise. He gets updates at all times from his staff. He brings in a lot of experts to make sure that it's guiding his decision-making process.
Can I just mention something? Chuck brought this up while we were waiting in a commercial break. You've got over there. You're going to have to
one of them.
You're going to have to give that one up, or at least for a while. Tell what happens at 12:01 today.
12:01, we walk in, senior members of the staff, and they've got equipment ready to turn it over. The Twitter handle goes from Josh Earnest's beautiful face to my ugly. But that peaceful transfer of power, which makes this nation so great, and the envy around the world. And again, I can't.
So the peaceful transition of Twitter?
There's a peaceful transition of Twitter handles. But it is really an amazing thing, and it makes us the envy of the world to watch this process, regardless of political party, to see one party turn over and one president, one administration turn over the next. And again, I can't thank the Obama administration enough. I think they followed in the footsteps that George W. Bush handed over the White House to President Obama. But that's what really makes this nation so very special.
Sean, again, and it's a busy morning. Thanks for spending time with us.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Enjoy the moment.
Thank you. Will do.
Enjoy the day.
So what do we think? Sean, I'm going to speak even though he's